people can just get from photos, like her likeness, and then turn it into like if she can create content herself, but she's like not really here. It's crazy. Yeah, it is really crazy. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Cocktails with My Mom. And so hello mom, welcome. Welcome back to another episode. I don't know why I'm saying welcome back, like you're the co-host.
I'm here.
You're here. We've made it. It only took 2 hours for the other episode to upload. So today's been a day. Yeah, so right now we're having some Cosmos, you know, the usual, and I'm gonna be asking 10 questions to my mom, and if you've seen the video before this, it was the first part, so this is the part two. So, yeah, we're gonna get into it.
Number 11.
Okay, if you could know anything about our family history or about a relative who passed away, what would you want to know?
I would want to know about, well, my mom, I guess again, I'm bringing my mom up to understand her better, the life that she had corresponded how she raised me. And I felt there was a little bit of darkness there in the sense that there wasn't an understanding or a affection from family members. It was a different time. So I guess I would like to know why it happened, if there was any type of family tendencies that it happened that way, or it was just the times, and be able to understand it better, that I would have been able to enjoy, better times with her. I'm not saying I didn't have any better times. I had really good times with my mom, but just to understand where she came from, how things, how things would spiral, or her history and her family's history. That's, I guess, what I would think. But I mean, I had a lot of family members that I look back at. I had my mom's mom, my father's mom. They were different types of people, and I was very, lucky to have the benefits of different family dynamics. So I hope I answered it that way.
Yeah, I think so. You know what's so crazy is that, like everything with AI, it would be really cool if there was like a way to kind of like, I guess, like make a story of your mom. I don't know. I see like a lot of AI where it's like, oh, being if you were alive in the 1960s and like how it would look or like the POV. Like I think that's so cool. It's really cool. Do you think it's like accurate, like the ones where it's like, oh, 1980s and
I definitely think that it would be enjoyable for today's, platforms to even see how it was. Well, they do make things like that, showing what it was back in the 80s, and to me, I think that's more entertaining than what's happening now. Maybe I'm, what's that word? Oh my gosh, gosh, I can't even think. Oh my gosh. Anyway, that goes to show you the brain is not functioning right now. But no, I'm trying to say that I think back in the day, it was a lot more interesting things to talk about, and they were real compared to things that happen today. That's all I meant to say.
the craziest thing too is that they do have apps out there where like you can make like AI videos and such. And you can probably like upload photos of her and then like kind of like it's creepy,
Oh
but
boy.
like kind of like make her come alive.
Oh boy. Yeah, no, you're right.
You
It's
know
true.
what I'm talking about? That these are things now. Like it's kind of
Yeah.
it's really creepy. It's
I
very
don't
like
think yeah,
unsettling to me.
I don't think I like that.
Yeah.
I think I like to remember things, people as they are and were.
I mean, it can be a positive. It can be how depends how you see it. Like it's kind of creepy, like and unsettling because we know that she's not alive anymore. So if you like the fact that people can just get from photos like her likeness and then turn it into like if she can create content herself, but she's like not really here. It's crazy.
I know.
Yeah, it is really crazy. It would be interesting to see, but it would be kind of unsettling. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. What's the most embarrassing thing your mother or father ever did to you?
Goodness. It's embarrassing thing one of my parents ever did to me. Well, I mean, back in the day when I was growing up too, you could be out in public and if you weren't listening, a parent could just pull your hair or it wasn't DIFUS back then, so they could do whatever. So I think it was a time when I would go shopping with my mom and my dad or whatever, and they'd always say, stay close to me, stay close to me. And then I turn around and I go elsewhere. And then they go after me. And of course, they pulled me by my hair. And so, what did I tell you? And it wasn't even the physical feeling of my hair hurting being pulled, it was the embarrassment because everybody turned around and looked. So, I'd say that. But that was common. It wasn't, that was just the way it was, but it was embarrassing because then everybody would be like, oh, she's in trouble, or, look at her. So, I would say that. That's what I would say.
See now what you can do?
I'm sorry?
See now, like parents, what they would do, what I would do, is get an air tag.
You would what? Take what?
Get an air tag.
Yeah.
Put an air tag in your kid's shoe.
Mm-hmm.
And if you lose them, you just be like, go on your phone, be like, okay, let me see where you at.
No, I mean, we weren't far away from each other. There were the racks of clothing. I think I would go under the racks, me and my sister, just to hang out and think it was cute or, but it wasn't cute. No, it wasn't cute. But oh my God, I'm thinking I must sound like I had a terrible childhood, but I really didn't. I mean, I enjoyed my life. I can say I had a good upbringing. It was just a different time that some things I wished I didn't have to deal with because it's easier today in a lot of other ways.
All right, next question. What are the best memories of holidays or family gatherings as a child?
Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve was fun because I got to stay up a little later. My mom would have they would have company. My parents would have company, and I had to go to bed early. Not early, but they would say, "Okay, it's time for bed." But I got at least another hour before I had to go to bed on Christmas Eve. And I could not wait to go to sleep actually because I knew when I woke up, Santa had brought me gifts. And the funny thing was, my parents didn't wrap gifts. They didn't wrap the gifts. They just left everything exposed. And it was the greatest thing because I got overwhelmed. I wake up in the morning and my sister and I would run to the living room and all we saw were these toys. Like it was overwhelming because you didn't know whose was whose and what was I looking at. So it was like going into a toy store in in your living room. So that was exciting.
Yeah, I used to I love Christmas mornings. More like used to. I mean, actually, we had a good Christmas
Did
this
I
time
do good
around.
Christmases for you? I wrapped your gifts on, though.
Yeah, those are the days. Okay, sorry, what three adjectives would your mother use to describe you?
Hmm. Okay. Let me think about that. Three adjectives. Okay. I would think that she would think that I was caring, intelligent, and what was the last one I could say? Okay, let me just describe something before I give an adjective for it. When I was young, of course, when you're young, you have your room, right? And your room is your domain and you do whatever you want in your room. So I used to have my room in a little bit in a array, as I would say. And my mother would close the door and she'd say, it's your room, whatever. I just come in and bring your clothes from laundry, whatever. So when she say, your room looked like it went through a hurricane, but you come out looking like a gem. So what kind of an adjective could you use to describe that? Efficient?
Slay.
Slay? There you go. So I was caring, intelligent, and slay.
Love it. Love it. What is the best thing that your grandmother ever cooked?
Could I do two? But they're not the
Sure, I
best.
mean, it's your podcast.
Well, it's not the best, actually. My grandmother on my mom's side would make risotto. It was so good. Every Sunday, we would go to her house, and it smelt from the time you open the door to the hallway to the time you get into the apartment. Well, the house, actually. Risotto was Italian rice with saffron. She made salamine. She made chicken. She made fresh string beans. It was great. But on the other side of the spectrum was my father's mom, and she would make pasta vazul, and I didn't like it. It was bacon with beans and pasta, and I never really cared for it, but I loved her. And of course, I did what I could to like, put it in my my mouth and not feel like make her feel bad. So risotto was my favorite with my grandmother, my mom's side.
How did your parents change after they retired?
You know, well, my mom stopped working at an early age, so she never got retirement. But my dad never got to retirement. You know that. Grandpa passed away very young.
I mean, I know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he died when I was 6, so I didn't really in my head think, oh, was he retired or not? I barely even knew what he was.
He was six.
For all I knew, I would have thought he was retired.
He was actually a year over the retirement age, but he was still working, and then he got sick. He passed away at the age of 66, 3 days shy of his 67th birthday. which was sad because he always said, "I don't think I'm gonna get to my Social Security. I don't think it's gonna
That's
be there."
crazy. Like
Yeah,
he like low key manifested that. That's not good.
yeah, but and
That's
that's
crazy. When did grandma stop working?
oh gosh, she starts in her late 30s, early 40s. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. She had a couple of jobs in between, but
Wait, I didn't know this. Stop working as early as late 30s, early 40s, just like you.
yeah, well, I didn't. I stopped working, but I worked for Daddy.
No, you stopped working when you were like 45 or something.
Yeah, but she was early, late 30s, like
Wait,
38.
what did she stop working?
She just didn't want to do it anymore. She had a lot of couple. She worked for the Board of Education. She worked for
Was it like
Ellsbell's.
not needed? Was it a situation where
Right.
it's
It
like you
was a
can live
different
off
time.
one income?
Yeah, it was different. Yeah. She did it for
Now we
extras.
need like five incomes.
Yeah. She did it for the extras. Yeah, she did it for the
That's
extras.
so crazy. And
Mm-hmm.
grandpa, didn't he work in a grocery store?
P. I don't know if anybody
Wasn't he
ever
like a
heard of it.
stalker?
He worked in the produce department for like over 40 years. Never left it. He just changed different store locations. And that was his job. He enjoyed it. And the irony of the whole thing
Wait, did he ever
was
climb the ladder?
he didn't want to because
Wait, he worked in produce and he stocked stuff? What did he do? He stocked?
I don't exactly know what he
But
did. I
was it
just,
like something that would be considered like minimum wage these days?
yeah,
What?
pretty much. He got offered a lot of manager positions and all of that, but he didn't want it because you only get you sure you make more money, but you're always on call. And with his position, if you work OT, you get more money. So he wanted his life. He didn't want to have to be on call and sure you're making the good bucks, but then you're like, it's more harder on you.
So, okay, if I'm fully understanding this, your family was able to live off one income, not an income where it's like you're on the top of the making a lot of money, making like six figures, whatever, be able to support a whole family. Like literally a job that we consider like a minimum wage job these days.
It wasn't minimum wage. He did get increased.
No, I meant like I'm sure to that time it wasn't considered that, but in these days, if you're working, let's say as a stocker in a produce or at a Walmart, that's not considered like people look down at that, unfortunately. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because now there's so many other different positions, but my father was happy what he did. He had good people and he worked with. And I found out later, after he passed, when people came to his wake, how much he spoke of his family with his employees.
Oh,
That was just his way. So, oh, you're Lisa? Yeah. Oh my God, I know so much about you. You have a husband, you have children, your father talks about you all the time. And that's so much lifted my heart. So that was a different time and he enjoyed his work. He didn't want the extra problems, so he lived his life that way. And unfortunately, it was a short life. I'm not gonna go there, I guess.
that's still so crazy to me. And I feel like, I mean, I guess there was a lot more mental health challenges then because it wasn't spoken about because I feel like that sounds like such a chill life compared to these days with the economy. Everyone out here like having 10 income streams and like,
Not making it even. Just making it.
oh my God, like Regan's pay, like he wouldn't, like if him and I had a kid, they wouldn't be able to like support that. We'd be on food stamps. And I'm sure like his salary is probably more what grandpa made and probably what grandpa and grandpa, whatever, both of them combined.
I know, but Justine, you
That's
got to remember it was
crazy.
a totally different time. It
No,
was
I
not
know.
it wasn't a competitive. Sure, there was competition, but not like today.
Then
Like
again, people
today,
these days are making money on OnlyFans.
yeah,
Do
it's
you know
not.
what OnlyFans is?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Do you know what OnlyFans is?
No, we're gonna do that on the next
Do you
video,
want to know what OnlyFans is?
next podcast. What?
But I thought you knew what OnlyFans was. Remember you made a joke and you thought like it meant like there was just fans? Like OnlyFans, like actual fans?
Oh, I don't recall, Justine. I'm sorry. I don't
Okay, well,
know.
OnlyFans is a content platform that has that people use for adult content.
Really? I didn't know
Adult
that.
content.
I know what you mean by that. I'm trying to like cover this. So let's go to the next question. Next.
I think people will probably like want to hear more about it.
We're gonna learn that when
I
we
mean, I'm
do
sure
the
people listening probably already know what
we're gonna
OnlyFans
aren't
is.
we gonna do a podcast regarding that I don't
We're
know.
gonna have a whole episode about OnlyFans.
I don't know that I don't know terminology.
What is there to know? It's like it's literally like OnlyFans people are content creators, but instead of they post adult content.
Not interested. Continue.
And they're rich too. Like they make
Sad.
millions per month.
No, I don't agree.
Millions.
Continue.
It got really big during the pandemic when like
I could imagine.
for real no it did because apparently like
God.
sex workers couldn't like do things in person, so they went to the internet, and then it
Can we go
became
to the next
big.
question, please?
If you can go back to one day in your childhood, which day would that be?
Wow. Good one. Good one. What day would it be? One day in my childhood. I don't know if it's one day, but I think it's before I realized, like when I was, I don't know about you, but when you're young, you have memories, right? And your real memories don't start until a certain age. I felt that I had such good memories, and then once I turned 9, I felt like the world was real. I don't know if it makes any sense to you. So I think all the prior years prior to like 9 or 8 or 9 were my good memories of just being a child and feeling safe and being a kid. I can't really remember anything specific, but just those times before I realized that you're in this world and this is reality, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, the age is 5, unless you had a traumatic experience. No, yeah, if you had like some traumatic experience, for example, like getting raped or something like that. No, I know, I'm just saying that the age is typically 5, unless you had a traumatic event like that.
Yeah, so I can't pinpoint any specific. All I do is I remember feeling safe, feeling not a care in the world, but then you got older and you realize the world is a different place. So
Yeah. Okay. How are you most different from your mother? How are you the same?
different that I feel I'm lucky enough to live in a world where I can be me, really, who I really am, and not have any issues with people judging me. But I think I'm like my mom in a lot of ways that I remember. I sometimes feel like I've turned into my mom. I see the way I can sometimes even look in a mirror and think about how I raised you kids too, to an extent. But I don't want to be fully that way either because it wasn't really a good way to be. Well, I think I was like her in a lot of ways because that's all I knew. And I learned a lot of morals from her. I learned to be a good person. And the difference now is we learn morals, but we learn morals kind of the hard way. We were taught to just sit and don't say a word. It brought fear into us too. Like it gave us morals, and I'm a good person, but it also set off a lot of insecurities and fears into my mental state.
Wait, so how are you the same?
I'm sorry?
How are you the same?
The same that I feel like I think I have morals, and I think that
Oh,
hopefully
yeah, true.
implemented that to you and your sister, that type.
Mm. What did your grandmother do with you that you love? What? What did your grandmother do with you that you love? What did they do that you didn't enjoy?
Grandma on my dad's side, we would play cards. We would always play cards. 7 card rummy, go fish. And she made um icebox cake. That's with the chocolate pudding in between graham crackers. Did I ever make that with you?
Yeah, that just unlocked a memory.
Right?
Wait, what is it again? It's like putting.
It's called icebox cake. Icebox cake. It
Ooh.
was easy. You just made the instant pudding, and then you had the graham crackers, and you layered, and you stuck it in the refrigerator. And also, we would play cards. And whenever we would go to the barbecues on 4th of July, we had to make the potato salad and the noodle salad, and she made them. All I did was put the mayonnaise in. And at the next barbecue, do you like it? Look, do you like the salads? Lisa made it. Meanwhile, all I did was put the mayonnaise in.
Wait, okay. It'd be so fun if we did like a video where we make those foods.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
we can do that. It's easy enough. Definitely.
Yeah, that'd be like old, like big things back in the day mom used to make or whatever.
Memories were
Like
great.
nostalgia.
Nostalgia, yeah, definitely.
That's a good idea. I'll have to get us like, we can do that, and I'll just off the record, I'll just have to get like these little mics for us. Yeah,
I wouldn't mind teaching you how to do that.
unless
And
you want to
then
buy the mic.
I'm sorry? What did you say? What? What did she
Be like, do
say?
you want to invest in the little mics?
Oh, here we go.
We'll talk after.
We'll talk about that later. So you're saying you're the good and the bad? What was no, just good.
Let me see. What is something you didn't enjoy that they did?
Hmm. No, that I didn't enjoy. I don't really think I had any. No, I don't think I really had anything bad that I would feel about um my parent. Well, the only thing I can think of is I know my mom wasn't close to her mom, and I would notice it, and that was a thing I didn't like. So I guess you could say that. That's what I could say. Not me, not me. Internally for me, but what I would see of that, and it would hurt me to think that she wasn't getting along with her mom or whatever, but nothing directly to me.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Okay, well, so we finished the 20. No, it's 10?
10, because we did a second.
Oh, yes. So we finished the 10 out of the 20 that we did. This is part two. So in next week's episode, we're actually going to be doing slangs.
What?
Slangs, right? Like so basically I'm a millennial, but I'm also kind of like borderline Gen Z. So I'm going to see if my mom knows what certain things means, and then maybe in there we could talk more about OnlyFans.
Can we? So we're gonna do like you mentioned about terminology that you're gonna test me on.
Exactly.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna need it more than a Cosmo next week.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so thanks for, if you're on YouTube, thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, hit that post notification button. And if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, if you can rate us, that would be amazing and we love you forever. Also, I would love to open up if you guys do want to ask us any questions for us to answer on like the next episodes and such. You can email us at cocktailswithmymom@gmail.com.
I didn't realize that was a great idea. Definitely. Give us some ideas of what you guys would like us to speak about, and we can go on from there. But I appreciate you guys and thank you for watching.